Hello, this is me from Phnom Penh again. I feel like a news correspondent reporting from a war zone. This morning, fighting broke out between the Phun Son Pek and the CPP troops out by the airport where a lot of military is stationed. Phun Son Pek and CPP are two partners in a coalition government who they were fighting a literal war against one another before the 1993 elections. After that time, they became the UN mandated a coalition government. They all agreed to that. But since that, there's always been a lot of tension between them. And so I'm sure you've read in the newspaper about the different clashes between the different troops, where it broke out again this morning, right around dawn, out near the airport, which is not far from where we live. And today is the 5th of July, and so today is the day when the big celebration for U.S. Independence Day sponsored by some of the American people here. And of course that flopped because there were soldiers all over the place, and we went down there anyway because we didn't think it was too serious. We thought maybe it was just a little skirmish like before it was over. But we got down there, and a lady had said she had just come from the airport, and they closed the airport, and there were tanks out there, and she said that they were moving in toward Phnom Penh, which is toward our house. So she suggested that if we want to get to our house before we got cut off, that we ought to do that. And so we came home and stayed here for several hours. And then I assumed, like all the rest of them, for the times that it died down, and so it was time for music rehearsal. You may have heard that noise. That was gunfire. Not far from here. And it was today's music rehearsal, so I went by and picked up a bunch of groceries, and I was on my way to music practice. I was going to swing by and pick up this one guy.
Mikey, come over here.
Micah, get away from the gate. Come on. And I was going down this one street, going south, I guess it is, and I noticed everybody standing outside looking out in one direction down the street, the direction that I was going. And as I progressed down the street, I saw there was fewer and fewer people and more soldiers that were crouched down behind things, B-40 rocket launchers. And then I rolled my window down and listened outside, and I could hear what would sound like anti-aircraft fire, that kind of shooting. And so I decided I was going the wrong way, so I turned around and head back very quickly, went to the Olympic House, left the piano there in case we do have a church meeting tomorrow morning, and just told the staff, Angie Mallman and Jenny Ringer was over there, and Jesse was supposed to come there soon, just told everybody to stay there and don't leave. And then I rushed home. And they've got the street in front of the university, which is just, we're behind the university. The main street leading out to the airport in front of the university is closed down with soldiers blocking it off. Our neighbor just told me that they have cannons set up down at the intersection back behind us near the beginning part of the university. And so I was coming through the back streets to get to my house. Look at that. Soldiers on every corner. Every intersection there's soldiers, and a guy with the B-40 rocket launcher stepped in front of me, wouldn't let me pass, since I told him that my house is down here just a little way, so they let me go. But what we have is right next to us, we have Phun Son Pek soldiers and generals, and further down to the right we have CPP soldiers. And so there's CPP guys down here. They were literally this is within 4 blocks of my house. They were crouched down, B-40 rocket launchers crouched down, as if somebody's going to be walking down the street to shoot at them. These guys right down the street in front of us are the same way. They've got several soldiers right out in front of our house with radios and guns, and then soldiers all up and down the street, because these are all Phun Son Pek related military men, generals. And so we made arrangements for Jesse and Angie and Jenny to stay at the Olympic House tonight. And we're fortunate we still have electricity. We're happy about that. We've got lots of water that was just delivered this morning, and we've got lots of groceries in case we have to stay here. But it is rather unnerving to hear the gunshots and the large explosions that seem to be very close. So we'll find out what happened. I'm sure I'll be back on the camera later on this evening. If we still have some gunfire, we'll let you know what happens. And then tomorrow morning, if I go to church, maybe I'll do a report there. So that's all.